My boyfriend gave me the ick during a flight, so I broke up with him as soon as we landed. Let me start out by saying I know what I did might seem cold-hearted, but it's extremely important to me to have a strong, secure man as my partner. I'm sort of an impatient, unforgiving person, and I really only like giving people one chance and never looking back if they disappoint me anyway. All this took place when my boyfriend of the year and I decided to take a weekend trip to a warmer state. I love my boyfriend and we ended up having an amazing time. We laid on the beach and went clubbing, and it was one of the most exciting, enjoyable trips I've ever taken. The problem didn't arise until after we were on our way home. I strongly believe that traveling together, especially flying, is a great way to test out the strength of your relationships, since it can easily become a stressful experience. Well, we had some issues on our flight back since there was a hurricane in the area we were flying out of. Our flight was cancelled, then our new flight got delayed twice, so I was already tired and annoyed by the time we finally got on the plane. It turned out to be a plane ride from hell. It was storming as we were on the plane, and I could even see a huge lightning storm right next to the plane from my window. I have flown multiple times, but I've never experienced something like this midair. At one point the storm got really bad and our plane started shaking with serious turbulence. It was so bad at one point a lady who wasn't buckled and was tossed upwards from her seat and hit her head on the ceiling very hard. This woman started wailing and crying, and some other people started screaming and crying as well. The energy in the plane was very chaotic and scary, yet like I said, I've flown before, so I figured it would all be okay and I wasn't freaking out myself. But when I looked over at my boyfriend, I saw that he had started crying too. Not just normal crying either, like full-on little kid sobbing with a snotty nose and everything. Look, I know it was a scary experience, but he is a grown man, and in those situations you need to stay calm or you'll make it worse for everyone. I didn't really feel bad for him at that moment, since I felt like he was just making things worse for himself. I also feel like he should have been more mature and not freaked out so easily. I just put my headphones in and tried to sleep the rest of the plane ride, which was hard because the plane kept shaking for almost 1-2 hours. After that, I felt my boyfriend nudge me a couple of times, but I felt like if I looked at his tear-stained face I wouldn't be able to stop myself from cringing. When we finally landed and I opened my eyes, my boyfriend looked like he had literally been crying the entire time and his hands were full of tissues. This was just the icing on the cake, and it felt like all my attraction to him just disappeared the moment I saw all those balled up tissues. It was just pathetic. I knew the relationship was over before we even got off the plane. When we got to the baggage carousel and found our luggage, I just quickly walked away from him and called my own Uber. He looked confused and tried calling my name, but I just sent him a concise breakup text while I was in the Uber home again. I know this might seem heartless, but should I have really kept dating him after he had embarrassed me like that and revealed his lack of masculinity?